What's up, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Hector Flores coming at you with another weekly recap for the Houston Astros. I believe this is number 4. That is crazy, man. The season's short, but it's flying for sure. But we'll talk about some things that are going on with the Astros. Obviously, give you guys some storylines to talk about that I want to point out. And to give you guys some context, just so you guys know, this video is probably going to be dropped around like Friday. So, I just finished watching the Astros beat the Colorado Rockies 13-6. So this is today's Wednesday when I'm making this video, but this video is probably going to be dropped on Friday. So you guys will get at least an update as to where the Astros are, especially because they do have a day game on Thursday against the Colorado Rockies, kind of ending that season series. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later in this video. But if you guys want content on the teams here in H-Town, because this is Sauce Sports, we talk all sports, but only Houston. Make sure you guys first like this video, because obviously you're liking this. You like the Astros, that's why you're watching this video. And also comment, tell me what you guys think about this week for the Astros. Your thoughts and concerns and all that. And of course, subscribe to Sauce Sports and also click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos like this. Because there's content coming, guys. There's content coming. And of course, when we do our live streams from Monday to Friday around 6 p.m. Central Time. If you guys want a little bit more of discussion with guys like me at Honcho, Wink, make sure you guys join the Patreon. Sign up for that $5 tier. It'll put you in our Discord. We'll talk to not only us, but other Discord members. The conversations do get a little bit heated, but at the end of it all, we're all fans of Houston, and that's what matters more than anything else. So without further ado, man, let's get going with this video. Alright, since we last left off, the Astros ended up having quite the winning streak. Actually, as of Wednesday, are in a 7-game winning streak. Hopefully they can continue that on Thursday, and so on and so forth. But the Astros end up sweeping the Seattle Mariners this past weekend. I will say the first game was a big 11-1 win, but then after that it was a 2-1 win, which was led by a walk-off home run for Kyle Tucker, and then a 3-2 win for that series finale, which off of another walk-off single, which was from Miles Straw. So props to him for getting some hits in. And then obviously they go into now to explain to you guys what's going on. It just happens to be a 2-game series between the Rockies and the Astros. It just happens that they're back-to-back. So the Astros played a 2-game series at home against the Colorado Rockies, beat them twice, both 2-1, weirdly enough. And then now they're in Colorado, and obviously they beat them 13-6. The second game, the result, I guess Honcho might put it somewhere right here. So you guys know what's the result of that game. Hopefully the winning streak's going, but they come off of a big 13-6 win. The bats look good, but obviously also I don't want to be pessimistic, but it is the Coors effect. Coors Field is a hitter's ballpark, and also with that, you also have the high altitude and all that with Colorado, so the ball just flies a little bit better in Colorado. So that could be an issue, but I think that this gave them a lot of confidence. Yeah, I know some people will probably be complaining about how Biagini did not look so great in the 9th inning, but this is kind of one of those games where you can afford to make those decisions. Bring out Joe Biagini, try to get him some confidence in. There's no real. It's not going to hurt him if he goes out there, because obviously it's a massive lead. And the same thing for Cy Snead. Go out there, let him pitch, get some outs. He finished the game. And the Astros got the win still. So this is one of those games where I've been talking about. Unfortunately, we just haven't had those games to really go and give other pitchers opportunities to play, because you want to obviously put out your more reliable guys out there, especially when you have a game that's so close, because obviously that can cost the game sometimes. So you got to give props to the pitching right now, especially with this winning streak, because they've literally been carrying the load for this team, and it's great that the Astros hitting is finally able to kind of, recuperate for what the pitching has been doing in this streak, at least specifically. But yeah, so like I said, they got one more game against the Colorado Rockies on Thursday, which will be a day game, and then they'll be going into a weekend series against San Diego Padres, which I'm really excited to see. If you guys know that the Padres is a team that I find very interesting, especially because they do have Fernando Tatis Jr., who looks like a stud. Unfortunately, it's also a California series, so those time zones, man. So a lot more late night baseball for me, man. But I ain't complaining. I love baseball regardless. So yeah, but let's get going with some storylines. All right, so the first storyline that I want to talk about is Jose Altuve dropping 4 spots in the batting lineup. Obviously, this has not been one of the better starts for Jose Altuve. He's been struggling at the bat. There seems to be just something that's been bothering him. Could be mentally. I mean, he has been taking full frontal of all this with the cheating scandal, even though there has been some proof and evidence that shows that Altuve didn't use it as much as many others did. And then obviously you had Carlos Correa who really defended him, saying that Altuve wanted nothing to do with it. But obviously Altuve happened to win MVP the year that they cheated, so a lot of people just assume that he cheated as well, and so that could be a reason. All the pressure he's getting from that. But I mean, he just hasn't been performing well, and obviously he's normally in that number two spot in the batting lineup. But I mean, if he's not being able to hit, then I mean, what can you do? So they dropped him 4 spots down. But he also requested it. He felt like he wasn't performing. So I mean, it just shows you a little bit more about the character that is Jose Altuve. So obviously he did move back up into the batting lineup in this past Rockies game, but still, it just shows you what Jose Altuve is and how he puts the team first. The other story is just kind of dealing with injuries. Springer has some soreness with his arm because of that diving catch that he made in Arizona. Brantley has had some issues, kind of going back to that Joe Kelly incident, and now you had Alex Bregman, who's now day-to-day with a hamstring discomfort. So hopefully he'll be good. I mean, these injuries are going to start piling up, and you really don't want that. You want these guys to be healthy, because especially some very crucial players are getting injured. So we want to definitely get these guys healthy. And this is leading to my major storyline, which is Yordan Alvarez is out for the season. He has believe is a partially torn patella on his right knee, so he's done for the year. He's gonna get an operation done, so there's no really much else to say about it at this point. He's out for the season. It sucks that we got a little glimpse of him. Obviously he was part of that 11-1 win against the Seattle Mariners, and he obviously in his first game hits a home run. But hey, man, you know what? Get him healthy and hope for good things for next year, for sure, for Yordan Alvarez. But I mean, even without him, the Astros have still managed to win games. Obviously, they're managed to win 12 games without him. Not trying to discredit Yordan Alvarez. Obviously, that would be much needed hitting support. But obviously, I think the Astros have fared fairly well, and obviously are now in a middle of a 7-game winning streak. Which once again, one of those wins does count towards the assistance of Yordan Alvarez, but the rest have been without him. So I wouldn't worry too much. I think, like I said, I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about the pitching and the bullpen. I told you that I personally didn't see that as big as a problem. I understood that there were some issues with that bullpen, but with me, the hitting is what's the big issue for me. Leaving guys on base is going to be a constant problem for me. But I mean, they look pretty solid. So I mean, hopefully, the way the Astros have been hitting as of lately are signs of more to come. Well, at least recently with this Wednesday game. But from my perspective, it also doesn't look like they're going to keep hitting like this. I think it's going to be a lot more close games than there is going to be blowouts. And so just brace yourself for that, because I do think that the hitting does need help as far as that category goes. So that is the recap for week 4 for the Houston Astros. Like I said, man, I made this video on Wednesday immediately after the Astros win against the Colorado Rockies 13-6. Thursday, they still have one more game against the Rockies. Once again, Honcho will probably put the score right here, so you guys know whether or not the Astros won or not. And of course, if they won, then they completely swept the Colorado Rockies for the season. And this coming weekend, they'll be going up against the San Diego Padres in San Diego. It's actually a series I'm very interested to see because the Padres, I do have a soft spot for the Padres, but it's also because Fernando Tatis Jr. looks solid right now as he's leading in home runs. And obviously I do like Manny Machado, so it's just a team that I just have a soft spot for, but I'm looking forward to watch them play. I think it's going to be a good series for sure. It's going to be a series that the Astros need to be hitting off of because that team can hit. So, I mean, it's going to be big on these pitchers to be able to silence those guys, but as well, it's important that our hitting can get the job done as well. So that's all I really got, man. Go into the comment section. Tell me what you guys think of this week. What are some things you want to highlight for this week for the Astros? Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to Saw Sports so you guys can get all the content about all sports, but only Houston. Also, click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos because the videos are coming, guys. I'm telling you, the videos are coming. There's a lot of videos. Also, as well, when we drop our live streams around Monday to Friday, around 6 p.m. Central Time. As well, make sure you guys follow us on all the social media platforms on Instagram and Twitter at South Sports HTX, and of course the Facebook group. If you guys want a little bit more further discussion with guys like me or Ed Honcho or the Roundtable, make sure you guys join the Patreon, or you can also join through YouTube. But obviously with the Patreon, if you sign up for that $5 tier, you'll be put immediately into the Discord. With the YouTube, if you join as a YouTube member, I forgot which tier it was, but when you sign up for that tier, you'll be put in Discord as well. But obviously with the YouTube one, you get the custom emojis, and of course you get the little H next to your username. But yeah, so make sure you guys go ahead and join if you're wanting to help support the sauce, because obviously all that helps to make sure we get things going for our vision here at Saw Sports. And as well, we have a Twitch channel. I haven't been doing much on it lately, but I get back on it. Obviously, I've been busy with school and all that, but I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. But yeah, so if you guys want to keep up with the story of Edward Honcho as he tries to come up in the ranks of the Houston Astros. He's currently in Corpus Christi, but he's looking really solid. We call him Dr. Double, Mr. Walk-Off, Grand Slam. He's becoming a legend, man. It's gonna happen. He has a nasty batting average now, so make sure you guys follow us on Twitch so you guys can get that. And of course, a lot of the highlights that we will be putting from Twitch, we'll be putting onto Saw Sports TV. So if you guys have already subscribed to Saw Sports TV, then you're good. But if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Saw Sports TV if you want to see some video game content over there. But yeah, that's all I really got, man. Chucking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.